The Magic of Pheromones. Chapter 1 The Accident on Birthday Night. Lin Yuran gently combed her long hair and smiled slightly in the mirror. On her 22nd birthday, she chose to go to a bar with her best friend Cheng Fei to celebrate. Her appearance is gentle, like a small white flower that has just bloomed, soft but still brilliant. The bars are filled with flickering lights and deafening music. Lin Yuran drank one cup after another, feeling a slight heat in her body and feeling more and more happy. Cheng Fei smiled and pulled her to dance, her leisurely smile as crisp as a silver bell. As the night deepened, she leaned against the bar in a daze, and suddenly felt someone gently holding her shoulder. When she opened her eyes, a tall and handsome man was sitting next to her. His eyebrows and eyes are cold, his facial features are three-dimensional and almost sculpted, and his deep eyes seem to be able to see through people's hearts. Lin Yuran smiled with satisfaction, thinking to himself, "Oh, it's really lucky to meet such a handsome guy tonight." However, in the next second, her smile froze on her face. She suddenly remembered that this person was actually Cheng Fei's brother, Cheng Jingshen. Lin Yuran's heart suddenly went up and down, his face changed, and he instinctively wanted to avoid it. I have to go first." She stammered, grabbed her bag in a hurry and ran away. Cheng Jingshen raised his head and watched her disappear at the door of the bar, frowning slightly, but did not chase after her. Chapter 2 You Can't Hide Even If You Hide. Lin Yuran thought that this matter would end after that, but reality gave her a heavy punch. The next day at work, she accidentally met Cheng Jingshen at a lecture held by the company. She coughed to hide her heartbeat, pretending to listen attentively, but every time she raised her eyes, his gaze attracted her like a magnet. Climbing the mountain on the weekend, she thought she could escape the hustle and hustle of the city, but unfortunately, Cheng Jingshen was also on the same hiking trail, smiling calmly but with a hint of playfulness. "Yuran, why are you here too?" Cheng Jingshen's tone was flat, but he seemed to be deliberately asking the most panicking question. Lin Yuran had to bite the bullet and nod, pretending to meet by chance, and secretly scolding himself for his bad luck. She begins to become cautious and tries to avoid him, but every effort seems to be ridiculed by fate. Chapter 3 Strange Dependence. Cheng Jingshen found that his body had become strange since that night. He has always been pure and unambitious, cold and noble, and is almost not tempted by external things. But since that night, his brain and heart seemed to be controlled by some force. His mind was full of Lin Yuran's shadow. While eating jelly, he thought of her soft lips. When he smelled tuberose, his fragrance came to his mind. Hearing her voice, the humming sound of reminiscing about that night came to my mind. What the hell happened to me? Cheng Jingshen looked at the doctor nervously in the hospital. The test results made his pupil shrink, pheromone dependence. This symptom means that if you don't come into contact with the source you rely on for a long time, you will experience abnormal reactions, both physically and psychologically, the doctor explains. After hearing this, Cheng Jingshen immediately felt that the world was turned upside down. He was calm and rational, but he actually needed Lin Yuran as a physical and psychological support. Chapter 4 Feelings gradually arise. As time passed, the distance between the two gradually shortened. Lin Yuran resisted at first, but in an accident, Cheng Jingshen saved her. When she fell off the rock by the stream, he reached out and grabbed her, and their bodies were almost fused. Why do you always show up by my side? Yuran asked pantingly. Cheng Jingshen looked down at her, his expression complicated and focused. Because I need you. This sentence locked Lin Yuran's heart like a spell. Her gentle personality begins to be stirred by the ripples of feelings, and her originally simple life is dyed by unknown emotions. Chapter 5 The Emotional Trial. Their relationship is not going well. After Cheng Fei learned about the relationship between the two, she expressed her dissatisfaction, but when she saw her brother's sincere gaze, she finally chose to understand. However, misunderstandings from the outside world and internal strife within the company constantly test their feelings. At a large banquet, Cheng Jingshen's competitor deliberately provoked, and Lin Yuran was involved in a dispute. Cheng Jingshen's face was cold, and he protected her in his arms like a lion guarding his prey, and the scene shocked the audience. "Yuran, no matter what happens, you can't leave me. Yoran's heart was shocked. This domineering and affectionate force made her irresistible. Chapter 6 Bizarre Events. One night, Lin Yoran dreamed that she was in a sea of floating flowers, each exuding her familiar fragrance, and Cheng Jingshen became the guardian of the sea of flowers and reached out to hug her. When she woke up from the dream, she found that there was a crystal tuberose petal next to her pillow. Cheng Jingshen smiled mysteriously. When I went to find you, I brought it back. Since then, their lives have been filled with strange little magic. The coffee will automatically be adjusted to Lin Yoran's favorite sweetness. He can always meet him on the streets on rainy days, and even the sound of turning the pages of a book seems to whisper his name. Chapter 7 The Sweetness and Fun After Marriage. 2 years later, they got married. Married life is sweet and delicate, and Cheng Jingshen's cold image has long disappeared, replaced by a man with a smile on his face and mischievous eyes shining with mischievous light. One day, he was talking to Lin Yoran on the phone in the office. The secretary broke in by chance and was stunned when he saw this scene. Although Cheng Jingshen's tone was calm, his face showed shyness and joy, and he even unconsciously rolled on the sofa. The secretary thought to himself, is this still the cold and noble overlord? Cheng Jingshen hung up the phone, hugged Lin Yoran and said with a smile, let me tell you a secret, love can really make people perverted. Lin Yoran laughed softly, leaning against his chest, his heart filled with warmth. From that moment on, their lives are no longer just routines, but an adventure full of magic, romance, bizarre and sweet. Chapter 8 Never Be Separated. Lin Yoran sat by the window, looking at the stars in the night sky. Cheng Jingshen came over, took her hand, and said softly, no matter what happens in the future, we will not be separated. She smiled and leaned gently on his shoulder, feeling the familiar warmth of his pheromones. This connection is more powerful than any magic and more real than any adventure. No matter how bizarre the world is, they will all walk hand in hand, in each other's dependence and love, they will create their own miraculous life. Chapter 9 Magic Coffee and Unexpected Visitors. The morning sun shines through the floor-to-ceiling windows into the study room. Lin Yoran stretched and planned to go downstairs for coffee. She pushed open the kitchen door, only to be surprised to see a cup of hot coffee automatically floating in front of her, with a faint aroma of smoke coming from the rim of the cup. This is... Lin Yoran rubbed his eyes, feeling that he was still dreaming. Cheng Jingshen appeared from behind with a smile and hugged her shoulders. Last night I programmed the coffee to float only for you. Lin Yoran couldn't help but laugh out loud. Are you technology or magic? Cheng Jingshen smiled mysteriously. For you, it's all magic. Just as she was about to reach for her coffee, the doorbell rang. Frowning leisurely, who would visit at this time? She opened the door and found a middle-aged man in strange clothes standing at the door, wearing round-rimmed glasses and holding a strangely shaped box in his hand. I am a special agent of the Intelligence Bureau, and I came here to check whether your home is affected by pheromone anomalies. The man said seriously. Lin Yoran was stunned, while Cheng Jingshen frowned slightly. Pheromones are abnormal. You mean me? The man nodded, and after carefully examining Cheng Jingshen, he suddenly shouted, too strong. This pheromone dependence has reached an unprecedented peak. Yoran felt furious in his heart, and asked Cheng Jingshen in a low voice, you? Will he really become a poisoned patient like in the comics? Cheng Jingshen smiled and hugged her into his arms. Don't worry, it will only poison you. Chapter 10 An Unexpected Encounter at the Night Market. On weekends, Lin Yoran proposed to go to the night market to change her mood. The night market is full of people, lanterns are hung high, and the fragrance is overflowing. She was holding a candied hawse in her hand, and Cheng Jingshen silently watched her eat with relish. Suddenly, a girl wearing a strange cloak stood in front of them with a serious expression. Are you Cheng Jingshen and Lin Yoran? I have a task for you. Cheng Jingshen frowned slightly. Mission? Where did this strange plot come from? The girl took out a note that read, deep in the night market, there is a door to the unknown world, only you can pass through. Yoran nervously pulled Cheng Jingshen. Jingshen, do you want to? Cheng Jingshen smiled and reached out to hold her hand. With me here, whether it is reality or fantasy world, let's go together. The lights of the night market flickered, and the two walked into the depths, as if stepping into an unknown adventure. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11 The Door to the Unknown. Deep in the night market, a faintly glowing ancient wooden door stands quietly in the corner of the alley. Cheng Jingshen put his hand on the doorknob and felt a strange flow of energy. Yoran, are you ready? Lin Yoran nodded, although his heart was beating faster, but he was more curious about the unknown. The two pushed the door in, and in an instant, the world in front of them completely changed. The sky was a strange purple, the river water shimmered like liquid crystals, and the floating balls of light slowly moved in the air. Cheng Jingshen hugged her in his arms. Look, this is our new world. Yoran was stunned, both excited and scared in his heart. Is this really realistic? A silver light and shadow suddenly flew from a distance, turning into a talking cat. Welcome, Cheng Jingshen and Lin Yoran, your pheromones are the key to this world. Yoran was stunned. Key? What does it mean? The cat winked playfully. Your dependence and love can open up all the secrets here. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 12 Strange Challenges and Mutual Dependence. In this bizarre world, they encounter all kinds of strange creatures, talking jelly, dancing flower trees, and even shadows in the moonlight that can talk. Every challenge requires them to trust each other. Cheng Jingshen can always sense leisurely pheromone signals at critical moments and reach out to save her in time. Lin Yoran also learned to read his expressions and breaths, and mastered his ideas. Once they had to travel through a misty forest where the plants would absorb people's fears. Lin Yoran felt a tense tension in his chest, but Cheng Jingshen whispered, "Close your eyes, follow me, and feel my pheromones." Leisurely holding his hand tightly, she felt a warmth spread from her fingertips to her whole body, and her fear dissipated instantly. So, dependence can also be a strength. Leisurely whispered. Cheng Jingshen kissed her forehead gently. Yes, our strength comes from each other. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13 The Secrets of the World and Unexpected Reversals. In the center of this bizarre world, they discover a huge crystal tower. Countless figures appear in the crystal, seemingly reflecting their past memories and future possibilities. The cat jumped to the top of the tower. Your pheromones are enough to awaken the core of this world, but the core will determine the direction of reality according to your mind. Cheng Jingshen was silent for a moment and held Yoran's hand. Then what do we want? Smiled leisurely. I hope. Whether it's reality or the unknown, we can be together. The crystal tower suddenly glowed, the whole world shook, the love and dependence of the two spread like ripples, and the entire strange world changed. However, just when the light reached its strongest, an unknown force pulled Cheng Jingshen, causing him to disappear instantly. Leisurely exclaimed, "Depth of field." Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14 The Test of Life and Death and the Proof of Love. Leisurely and desperately chasing the lost Cheng Jingshen. The crystal world began to collapse, and bizarre scenery floated around. Yoran calls out his name with all his might, and the resonance of pheromones pulls him back from the unknown force. Cheng Jingshen fell in front of her and held her hand, his voice hoarse but firm. Yoran, thank you. Our dependence saved me. Yoran hugged him with tears in her eyes. We never separate. Crystal towers transform into countless points of light in their pheromone resonance, slowly blending into the real world. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15 Return to Reality and Sweet Daily Life. Back in the real world, their hearts are more closely connected. The experience of the strange world made Lin Yoran and Cheng Jingshen know how to cherish each other even more. Cheng Jingshen began to make daily life magically interesting. The documents in the office would be arranged in their own order, the leisurely plants would give a glimmer of light every morning, and even the bath water could be just the right temperature. One day, the secretary broke into the office again and saw Cheng Jingshen hugging Yoran, his eyes full of shyness and joy. Is this still the cold boss? Cheng Jingshen smiled mysteriously. Love is really perverted, but I just want to be perverted to her. You covered your mouth and snickered, your heart overflowing with sweetness. The two stood side by side in front of the window, looking at the stars in the night sky, knowing in their hearts that no matter whether it is bizarre or realistic, they will always work together, and dependence and love are the most powerful magic. Chapter 16 The Challenge of the Family Dinner. After Lin Yuran and Cheng Jingshen returned to reality, Cheng Jingshen proposed to attend a family dinner. Lin Yuran felt uneasy. At this dinner, there were Cheng Jingshen's high-ranking relatives, and everyone had sharp eyes. Entering the banquet hall, Cheng Jingshen's family members gathered together, and the atmosphere was formal and serious. Lin Yuran was wearing an elegant long dress, with a gentle smile, but she felt pressured. Cheng Jingshen held her hand and whispered, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." During the banquet, an uncle suddenly asked provocatively, "Jingshen, your marriage. Is it sincere, or is it just playing pheromone games?" Lin Yuran was slightly stunned, and Cheng Jingshen responded calmly, "Uncle, my dependence on Yuran is not a game, but a life." The audience was silent, followed by thunderous applause. Lin Yuran's heart warmed, and at this moment, she felt his sincerity towards her. Chapter 17 Corporate Crisis and Miracle Assistance. Returning to daily work, Cheng Jingshen's company faced an unprecedented crisis. Competitors operated secretly, stock prices plummeted, and even threatened takeovers. Lin Yuran was by his side, and the two analyzed data and formulated strategies together. Cheng Jingshen would look down at her from time to time, with trust and dependence in his eyes. Late at night, when they were working overtime, the lights in the entire office suddenly flickered, revealing a bizarre scene, like a phantom of a strange world coming again. Leisurely, "Your pheromones. Helping me again?" Cheng Jingshen said in surprise. Lin Yuran smiled. It turns out that even work can become each other's magic. With her support, Cheng Jingshen successfully resolved the company's crisis. Competitors had no way to start, the stock price quickly rebounded, and the company's morale was high. Chapter 18 Romantic Vacations and Bizarre Incidents. To relax, the two decided to go on vacation to the island. On the island, the sun is shining and the sea is blue. Lin Yuran stepped barefoot on the beach, and Cheng Jingshen chased after her, laughter echoing throughout the bay. Suddenly, a strange aperture rose on the sea, and the dolphin made a talking sound as it jumped. "Cheng Jingshen, Lin Yuran, your love has spread to the depths of the ocean," leisurely exclaimed Jingshen, "they are talking." Cheng Jingshen laughed, "It seems that our pheromone magic is not just our world." The two looked at each other and smiled, their hearts full of sweetness and fantasy happiness. Chapter 19 The Final Test and Affectionate Commitment. One day, a mysterious messenger appeared at the door of Cheng Jingshen's house, his voice low and serious. "Cheng Jingshen, if your pheromone dependence continues, it will affect the balance between reality and the strange world. Only the ultimate commitment of love can stabilize everything." Cheng Jingshen looked at Yuran. "Yuran, I do." Lin Yuran held his hand and said softly, "No matter what happens in the future, we will face it together." They exchanged vows under the witness of family and friends, and pheromones blended with love, and the light surrounded the audience. At this moment, the strange world is in balance with the real world, and their love is officially sealed as eternal. Chapter 20 The Ending. Married life is sweet and fun. Cheng Jingshen's image of a cold overlord has completely disappeared, replaced by a smiling little perverted husband who often acts coquettishly. Lin Yuran found that every small corner of the house was arranged by Cheng Jingshen with little magic, the teacup that automatically adjusted the temperature, the plants that bloomed automatically every morning, and even the sunset outside the window seemed to be specially prepared for her. The two happily cooked, walked, and watched movies together, enjoying ordinary but sweet daily life. When the secretary broke into the office again, he saw Cheng Jingshen hugging Yuran, his face full of happy smiles, and he couldn't help but exclaim, Is this still the boss Gaoleng?" Cheng Jingshen lowered his head and kissed leisurely, smiling mysteriously. Falling in love is perverted, but only for her. Leisurely leaned on his shoulder, with a smile in his eyes. "Me too, just for you." Postscript. Love may be like the magic of pheromones, which cannot be seen or touched, but can pull the heart. The story of Cheng Jingshen and Lin Yuran begins with a chance encounter, experiencing a hangover in a bar, adventures in a strange world, trials in family and workplace, and finally returning to an ordinary but not ordinary life. Their love is not only dependence, but also understanding, tolerance, and mutual growth. Every bizarre adventure, every sweet daily life, proves the magic of love. It can transcend reality and fantasy, and turn into protection and happiness. Cheng Jingshen and Lin Yuran, holding hands, walked through the strange and the real, and faced the future that will always belong to each other.